Greetings, friend. I will show you to solve this puzzle by Philip Newman without any marks. Stay tuned because later in the video I have a special announcement for you. You don't want to miss this. Click below if you want to give this puzzle a go. And with that, it's solving time. First thing you want to focus on is these ones. So you have a 1 right here in columns 3 and 1, and a 1 in row 5 means this has to be a 1, and then the ones in rows 4 and 5 and column 5 means the only place left in block 5 for 1 is right there. Do columns 4 and 5 and row 1, and you put a 1 right here, the only place left in block 2. And then look over here in block 9, you notice the only place left for a 1 is right here because of these ones and this one, and it leaves us with one last spot for a 1 right here in block 3. Awesome. Let's look at the 7s. You got 7 coming down column 5 and across row 5. The only place left for a 7 is right there in block 5. And then these two 7s in columns 5 and 6, but this 7 coming across row 7 means the only place left for 7 in block 8 is right here. So making awesome progress here, doing great. And in case you're wondering, this was from Memeristor's Classic Sudoku Setting Competition. This was called Knock Knock by Philip Newman, and it was by far the easiest submission. And believe this or not, Philip did this puzzle in less than an hour. The setters only had an hour. He did this puzzle plus another much harder puzzle that I plan to feature in a later video. And this is really awesome. And stay tuned a little bit later. I'm going to give you a special announcement, but I thoroughly enjoyed the Memeristor setting challenge. I was actually the co-host, so I'll put a link to that below. You need to check that out. 4 amazing setters, and they did awesome puzzles. I'm trying to feature as many as I can on this channel. So now let's focus a little bit here. See how this 8 comes down column 6, and then the 8 cuts across row 8. Well, there's only 2 places left for an 8 here in block 8, and that when there's get 2 places remaining for a candidate, that's called a pointing pair. So an 8 can't be anywhere else along row 7. It's got to be somewhere in block 8, and there's the only 2 spots for it. I'm going to color this just to kind of show you what I'm talking about. But basically, an 8 can't be here anymore. And so if you have an 8 coming down, and this 8 cutting across, and this pointing pair, meaning this can't be an 8, the only place left for an 8 in block 7 is right there. And then if you take this 8 and this 8 along with the 8 cutting across row 2, you can solve for an 8 right here. And take this 8 with the 8s in rows 2 and 3, you can solve for an 8 right here. And we can get close to finishing out all the 8s, because now this 8 cutting across row 4, row 6, coming down column 4 means this has to be an 8. And so now we can solve this remaining red cell for an 8. So let's get rid of those colors. And I wanted to show you how all that works. Really neat cross-hatching going here. I'm so amazed how quickly Philip got this puzzle put down for us. So let's do another pointing pair here. Let's use the 5s this time. So you got a 5 coming down column 7 and across row 5. So the 5s would need to be in one of these 2 spots. Now use green because I just want to use green. So the 5s got to be somewhere in block 6. They have to be in one of these 2 cells. So they're limited to row 6. And then you have a 5 right here, so 5s can't be anywhere else along row 6, row 5. You got this 5 cutting up. So the only place left for a 5 in block 4 is right here. And now with these 5s in columns 1 and 3, and this 5 means you can solve for a 5 right here. And with these 2 5s and this 5, you can solve for a 5 here. And you can see how quickly we made it through with these 5s. I can't do any more of the 5s just yet, but I want to kind of show you how to solve puzzles without marks. If you get really good at this, the less marks you put, the less cluttered the puzzle is, the quicker you will get to solving. And most solving in Sudoku, no matter how hard the puzzle is going to be naked and hidden singles in some of these pairs like I'm showing you here. And if you want to get better and faster at solving Sudoku, subscribe to Smart Hobbies. I'll teach you how. Okay, next candidate we want to focus on here is, let's look at the 2s. You got 2 cutting across row 8 and down column 2 means the only place left for a 2 is right here in block 7. And then these 2s, this 2 means this has to be a 2 here, and you cut this 2 across and leaves a 2, the only place left in block 3. Hopefully you're kind of picking up on how to spot these hidden singles. We're using a term called cross-hatching, very popular, and it's the quickest way to get through a puzzle like this. And so another neat thing is this 2 in column 6 and 4 means the only place left for 2 is right here because of that 2 is already there. And then the last 2 is going to be in this spot because we got these 2s in columns 2, and column 1. And what we want to focus on now, let's look at the 3s. You got 3 in row 1 and row 3. The only place left for 3 is right here in block 2. And now the only place left for 3 is down here in block 5. And then block 8, the only place left for 3 is right there. Cut across here, this 3 with this 3, and that leaves one place left for 3, and block 9 is right there. And then let's look, we've got another cool little pointing pair going on, and I'm going to point this one out. See how the 3 cuts across row 5 right here, and then it comes down column 3 like this. Well, then the 3s are going to be limited in those 2 spots. So another pointing pair, let's use yellow for this pointing pair. So it means the 3s can't be in this spot here because it has to be in somewhere in block 4 in one of those 2 yellow cells. You got this 3 cutting down. You have these 3s cutting across. And so the only place left for a 3 now in block 7 is right here. And while I get rid of these marks here, it reminds me I want to give you my special announcement. I'm going to be offering puzzle packs starting in the month of February by some of your favorite setters. Click on the membership link below if you want to join the Smarty Party and get access to these packs. I'm super excited about it. And you've been asking for it, so now I'm going to provide it. And now let's finish on with the solving here. All right, we got the 7s here in row 7 and row 9, and column 1 means the 7 is limited to this spot in block 7, and then we can only place left for 7 in block 1 is right there. And now you see rows 1 and 3 with this 7 means this has to be a 7 right here, and the only place left for a 7 in block 6 is right there. Let's check out the 4s. 4 cutting up. The only place left for a 4 in block 2 has got to be right there, so we make that mark. And then check out the 6. The 6s can't be there, so this has to be a 6. And I'm just kind of looking for the places that have the greatest restrictions. Look right here. This is called a full house because there's only 1 cell remaining. And you can either look at it through the block or you can look through the entire column and notice that what we need is a 9. If you want to get better at solving and looking for full houses and solving single cells, I recommend my single cell solving methods tutorial. I'll cover all the different cases you're going to find. So I'll put a link to it right here. Check that out. It'll get you much better at solving Sudoku. I also want to point out that you could solve this puzzle using something called set equivalence theory and the way the givens were set up with the odds and the evens. If you don't understand what set is, stay tuned to the end because I'm going to give you a link to an awesome set tutorial featuring a Philip Newman puzzle. You don't want to miss that. Okay, let's look at the 5s. So you got the 5 cutting down column 7 and across row 5. Means the only place left for a 5 is right here in block 6. Means they're going to solve for a 5 right there. And then with this 6, the only place left for a 6 in block 9 is right here, which means this has to be a 4 because we got to finish out that particular block. Awesome. Now, what do we need right here? We need a 4, a 5, and a 9. So can we solve? Yes, because you got the 5 right here, means this has to be your 5. You got the 9 right here, means this has to be your 9, and then this is going to be your 4. And then it creates another full house along here, which we can solve for a 6. You got a full house along here, which you can solve for a 9, and then you have another full house within this nice little block, which you can solve for a 4. Nice. Now, let's continue on with our solving here. So let's look and see, where do we have the next greatest amount of restrictions? Well, we got this full house right here. So we want to come back here and focus on that and solve for our 9. And so now we have 3 cells remaining here. It looks like a 3, a 4, and a 6. I got the 6 cutting across row 6, so this has to be your 6, and with this 3 means this is your 3 and that's your 4. Using your working memory to kind of get ourselves through this particular puzzle. Another full house here means this has to be a 9, and then you got another full house in row 4. See how the full houses work? Always focus on those. That will get you to the puzzle the quickest. All right, it looks like we're missing a 3, so we'll mark that 3 right there, and then what you're missing is a 4 and a 6. Can't really solve the 4 or 6 just yet. That's kind of interesting. I can't do that yet. How about right here? We're missing, looks like a 6 and a 9. Still can't solve the 6 and 9. So why don't we go to this full house over here first and go, okay, that's got to be a 4. Great. And now with this 4, it means the only place left for a 4 here in block 3 is right there. Now we can solve for the 4 and the 6. Now we come back here and solve for that 6 and that 9. And then we can solve for this 6 and the 9 here, using all that working memory. And then we got, 2 more candidates here to solve. We're looking for a 9. I see the 9 right here. So this has got to be your 9. And then this has got to be your 6. You need to watch this video if you want to solve puzzles using set equivalence theory. Thank you, Philip, and the other competitors for letting me feature your puzzles on my channel. Join that Smarty Party by clicking on the membership link below. I got a great puzzle contest starting up in February. You don't want to miss that, and thank you so much for watching.